All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VALORANT low-elo Challengers Cup 2 Ascension. I am your host, REBL, and we're ready with our last matchup of Week 1 here. Now, with this match, we get our first look at Group D between ULTRALIGHT Academy and EXL Alter Ego. And joining me on this cast, you guys know him from Cup 1 Genesis, and he actually played on Gentle Minions, the runner-up team from that tournament. It's Storch. Now, Storch, you've seen one of these teams play, although their roster looked very different. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, this roster is looking really different for UL. Penguin's the only player who's still playing on UL. We might see Freaky Shadow step into a bit of more leadership role. We see him with teams that are expected to do very well in VLE. He's played with players like CJ and Bando on RPG. He has that higher level experience. Can he bring that to ULA?
That is a beautiful sentiment there. I would love to see that coming into this matchup. And you actually mentioned here that the player that we actually have left on that ULA squad is Penguin. And if I understand correctly, you have some things here you want to talk about Penguin here.
Yeah, so Penguin last season finished out with a 0.97 KD, or 0.96 KD, sorry, with 150 kills, 155 deaths. Pretty solid overall. He had some good performances in playoffs against Zeta and Revamp as well. Seemed to do much better there. Can he carry this into this season and continue to perform the way that he was at the end?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Going to be one of the X factors, I think.
Yeah. Coming into actually last season when he at first started his first match on ULTRALIGHT, I think Lotus was one of the first matches it's very memorable from him playing the Killjoy actually on that map, and that's actually our decider match in the series here. But I remember seeing him play the Killjoy, and I wasn't too sure what to expect because I know the rest of that ULTRALIGHT squad. He was actually a last edition. That ULTRALIGHT squad was actually built already, and then Penguin had came there as a last pickup, and I was like, okay, how is he going to fit into the squad? Is it going to be good? Is it going to feel like a sub kind of role, and he's got to get, you know, a slow start and get comfortable here? But he immediately accustomed to the style of the team, so I'm really excited to see what he's going to look like on the squad after preparation, because these guys have been working for a very long time leading up to this.
Yeah, and I think we have to look at Alter Ego a little bit. I think this is a really good matchup. I quite like this group. It seems very balanced. I really don't know who's going to qualify through.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This matchup, and I know Fish and I have said it so many times already in the games. I mean, game 1, we were like, okay, it might be a little close, but it was a blowout. Last game that we just saw today, complete blowout by Celestial Titans. You're like, it might be close, and it was a complete blowout. This one, third time's a charm here, Storch. Hopefully this one's close, as you say, between AE and ULTRALIGHT here. But so it's a little bit about ULTRALIGHT. What are we thinking about this Alter Ego squad? Because we're not quite familiar with this team coming into the tournament. But you know, we've seen some things here and there, you know, outside of the server, you know, that you had looked into individually with the players. So what are you thinking about this squad?
Well, I think we might actually have a rivalry brewing up here between UL and AE. Spade and Coop. They were originally supposed to play for UL, but just before VLE started, they decided to go to AE. I think they're going to have to try and prove themselves to UL and say, here I am, this is the value I have. I think it's going to be really exciting to see that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, here's the value, here's what I have to show, and that's where these teams start to set the bar here, some of the newer ones. Now, speaking of, I'd like to get into this map veto here and start talking about this and dissecting, breaking down what exactly we can expect to see going into the series. So, looks like here that ULTRALIGHT Academy did get the Team A pick here. So they went ahead and banned Abyss and picked Ascent. This is going to be our first Ascent that we see here in this tournament so far. No one else has picked it. And along with that, we actually don't have a lot from ULTRALIGHT, if I remember correctly, on Ascent. They didn't play this map very much. So I think that coming into this first map, I think it's safe to say that we have nothing on either of these teams. So it's an unexpected matchup. Would you agree?
Yeah, coming into this match, I definitely did not expect ULTRALIGHT to choose Ascent. They played it once last VLE, and they lost against Rendezvous with it.
Yeah,
and that ended up losing the whole series for them. So maybe
And I remember that was such a close series. Yeah. I think that you're absolutely right. Some new strats, a better look, because I'm sure they're using that match alone and thinking about, okay, what went wrong this match? Let's think about what we can do to change our system a little bit. Because one thing I do remember about ULTRALIGHT very well, and I talked about this throughout the group stages, is they seem to have a very systematic approach about the way that they go throughout the map. Actually, just from seeing Celestial Titans today, a lot of the way that ULTRALIGHT played their games last season remind me a lot of what we just saw from Celestial Titans in the server. That very methodical approach. There's a clear system in place, and you can just see the way it plays out and the way the people are moving around the map in their macros. So I do expect to see that switch up here for ULTRALIGHT, because their Ascent looked a little dismantled last time that we saw it, and so I definitely expect to see something more put together here. Now on the side of Alter Ego, I have no idea what to expect, even comp-wise. I mean, of course, we could just see the Omen KJ, Sova KO Jet. We could see the Cypher instead of the KJ, but do you think we're going to see some innovation here just based off of what you know from Alter Ego?
Well, Robbie, you know me. I love some good innovation. I hope Alter Ego kind of goes a little bit off the rails, but Ascent's just one of those maps that you can't really do it. Even like pro teams like Paper Rex, we've seen just go back to that default comp. It's just so solid and strong. I don't know if there's room for that creativity on this map.
You're totally right. And Ascent has been the map, I mean, that has been in this pool since, I mean, the beginning of the game. The map has not left the map pool, and if I remember correctly, very minimal changes as well. I mean, I think the one change that we actually got on Ascent since its release was the one of the dice boxes towards A site turned into a Radiant crate, so it's now spammable. And other than that, I don't think much was changed about this map, so you're absolutely right. It's why we see such a strong meta, and we've seen it for years, and it is tried and tested, and it is very well. It's very successful. And you're right, even Paper Rex, they've tried like a Harbor, Reyna, Phoenix. I forgot exactly what it was. I'm blanking on it, but they had tried some crazy Harbor Reyna comp here on Ascent, and I remember, you know, they found some success here and there with it, but ultimately it didn't end up being, you know, the next layer of Ascent that we wanted to see going into the future, so they swapped back to that default comp. And because of that, I definitely expect Alter Ego to probably play towards that here.
Yeah, I will say though, it has become more of a less experimental map recently because of things like the Sky nerf. Sky used to be viable on this map. You could play a Sky, you could play a KO. Astra used to be viable on this map. We'll see how that goes. 5 stars back, might come back into meta. But Omen Paranoia is just so strong. I think it's kind of Riot's own fault that this map has become so like monotone. They've nerfed all of the creativity out of the game. Yeah.
I think that there's definitely something that can be said about the lack of creativity we see on Ascent, because I think it's the least changed map in the pool out of all of them, because Icebox, you know, had that like vertical, or not vertical, sorry, it had that horizontal, that very catty corner yellow box, and then they made that straight because that wasn't working out. Abyss, I mean, brand new map, so we haven't really seen any changes yet. Haven even had a lot of 50-50 changes. There was a lot of 50-50 angles on that map, and so that they changed that with a lot of different debris here and there to create diagonal extremities. Sunset, we have a big change coming. I don't want to get too much into that, right? Because, like, you know, we don't see it yet, but maybe we'll talk about that when we see it. With that being said, folks, we're ready to hop into Agent Select here.
We're seeing a neon hover? Okay, that's gotta be a troll. Oh, a deadlock lock. We are seeing some creativity, Robbie.
Yeah, Cypher deadlock comp, and I mean that comp, it has been working out really nicely, especially in Challengers. There it is. I think, wait, is Penguin
on the Sova?
Wow.
Branching out. We did see a little bit of that gecko from him. Yep.
Little bit of initiator. You are the Sova connoisseur, so I'm going to be looking to you to talk about this Sova here for Penguin on this matchup. I remember I'll never forget the double shock lineup you made for Nexus behind that hut over there. That was so good. I'll never forget that one.
Making lineups is just like a kid in a candy store type of feeling. I really hope that these players have got some creative lineups. Really excited to see it. Love some Sova gameplay.
100%. Now on the side of Alter Ego, looking to make things a little more conventional here. Looks like we're going to get that default comp, but we do have the Cypher Deadlock comp from ULTRALIGHT, and I love that because I haven't got to cast this comp yet. Every comp that I see most of the time is just that default comp, or maybe something like slightly deviating from it. But this Cypher Deadlock is something that I fell in love with ever since I saw it played in the Challenger space as well. You know, we see it show up in VCT a lot, but not nearly as high rate as Challengers.
Yeah, I think That's a tough one. I don't think it's very comparable because at this level, like in VCT, we see so much change just because of slight macro things. But I feel like in this scene, the micro can just be so much more important at times.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And I think that, you know, we've seen some decent micros here and there, but one thing that we've noticed here in the tournament, and of course, you know, that could be somewhat indicative of the fact that it's just low elo, right? But one thing we don't see is super duper strong macros in some areas. You know, even a team like Zeta, I don't even think they have the crazy strong macros. Their micros, honestly, where a lot of that impact comes out of. So I'm really excited to see how they adjust to that coming into this, because Celestial Titans, and, you know, I'm going out on a limb here with this comment, but I feel like Celestial Titans has shown the best macro that we have seen in this tournament to date.
Yeah, just a little bit on that game. I know that we're in a new one now, but that Haven map, just pistol around that Viper wall seemed so drilled with that hit onto C, that fake B hit C, just looked so drilled. I'm really hoping to see more of that here today.
Yeah. Here we are, folks, as we get ready to hop into the match here. Just a few players going to have to get connected here. So we have a little bit more time to talk about Ascent. Now, I do want to talk about the juxtaposition between these comps. So one comp, we've got the Flashes, we've got the KO, who usually plays over towards that tree extremity, right? And does a lot of the holding there. And on the other flip end, we actually have the Deadlock in place of where the KO would normally be. What do you think about that juxtaposition? Because that was something I immediately gravitated towards the moment that this comp dropped.
I think it's a little bit balanced, you could say. I think a lot of teams just opt for that KJ always, as opposed to the Cypher. I think there's many merits to KJ. There's things that KJ does that Deadlock does that you need in this comp that AE are playing, or sorry, that UL are playing. I think one isn't inherently better than the other, one is just more discovered than the other. And I think that might be one of the things that carries through this game today. Just how much knowledge there is about one comp over the other.
That's a really good point, actually. We see teams try to play to that as well with a lot of this. It's about the prep. That was one thing that last season when I was casting with WildRay on Icebox in particular, I remember we saw some Harbor picks come out and we were talking about, well, Harbor's a bit of a niche, right? And, you know, you kind of have to have some set plays around him. You have to really have some good hours with Harbor on comp and understand him as an agent to really make it successful. And I think the same thing about Deadlock on this map. Even though, I mean, on defense, I mean, it's just Sentinel galore, right? When you're able to lock down both sites easier. But I think on attack, that's mostly where the juxtaposition comes from, right? Because you don't have that KO to really have that double initiator, go for that active information as often as you usually would. You've got the Deadlock who's really going to help you lock down that site and is really good at, you know, stopping retakes as well with that mesh barrier, maybe going up towards Heaven. Maybe you've got the stuns on the spike and everything. So I'm really excited to see if ULTRALIGHT have that figured out here, and I think they do. I think they do, just based off of DeWatt talking about how much prep they've been putting into this.
I think what's really important to know is that while you're sacrificing some mobility, some explosiveness without having that KO, you're getting it back in stability. KO, yes, he's amazing for pushing, that's why he's played so much, but you just aren't able to have a static position. He's a very dynamic agent, but with the Deadlock, your post plan, as you said, just becomes so incredibly hard and annoying to retake against.
Yeah.
We see on the map here, maybe looking towards a mid pinch. This Omen is playing tiles and barrier drops. They should. This setup from AE as well, very A heavy. They seem to be really expecting the A. Even KJ doesn't have full setup down. KJ's on a Sheriff buy. Really looking towards that, like, mid A Maybe even trying to get scrappy here.
And for those of you that are familiar, I mean, we love scrappy here at VLE Challengers. I mean, it gets so much fun.
Yeah, always something new and exciting to watch. It's great, especially when we see players who maybe sometimes don't show up at certain points in games. Really, in VLE especially, just randomly just popping off out of nowhere. I feel like we see that almost every game.
Yeah. Players definitely surprise us time and time again, but folks, here we are, hopping into the pistol round here, and already that Sheriff onto No-No, yes, as you spoke about, already getting that value, but it's a quick hit over here towards the A site from Alter Ego.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't know, that seemed a little bit undisciplined of a peek, though. The smoke hadn't gone down yet.
Here.
Creeping towards A.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this A setup as well with this comp. That Jet KO, just such a dynamic duo in this space. And Noctify at Coopster. Yeah. Aldrone to re-clear things out, but Noctify still playing around the choke point, managing it well. You might expect something over towards Wine with that.
Oh, and he just can't get the pick. Open A side.
Yeah. What a whiff. He needed that one, Storch.
Yeah, this could be a really tough retake for AE here. UL opting to play very spread.
Last player standing.
Penguin gets
I love that discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well played. He's looking for the next one, but that's it. Pistol round converted for ULTRALIGHT.
Unfortunate timing on that reload. Let me see. Are we gonna see a Fnatic buy here? The Ghosts? No, just standard. Swapping the Sova over to B now. Like this setup a lot. The Senti with the Sova on B, very powerful.
Yep. We've the Omen there over towards Tree. And it looks like they want to make a go of things. Just off the dark cover that's there towards Cat. Flash right on through, but the play gets shut down immediately there by Shadow. You see
look
No-No,
how far up this Omen is with the Jet.
Yeah. It's punished off that, and I mean, it's so dismantled there from Alter Ego. I'm not sure what the plan was, but just completely shutting them down, ULTRALIGHT Academy.
This is looking very, very disciplined from UL here. It's gonna be a really hard retake. They might just play for exits. Another peeking through, they're gonna try for it. KO goes down both. And that's another that's a flawless, huge round for UL. Don't lose a single member.
Mm-hmm.
They have a rifle onto Deadlock now as well. I really liked the way that UL played that round. Very fast up mid. I would say I'm really interested on how they're utilizing this Omen. He seems to be really far up with his Jet. It's not necessarily a negative, but it's just not something I usually see.
Yeah, especially on the solo controller map here.
Yeah.
Corey looking for the jump spot coming over from Cat, but back off.
Playing slow towards mid, grouping for it.
Take flight.
AE's ready for it. They're rotated.
Yep.
As KJ might pop out and surprise Zico here.
This is huge too, and Noctify is going to need that support too, because he's already low HP, so if they really want to absorb this execute, they're going to need some support there from Heaven. Raptors, and you see him ready with it. Ooh. Yeah. Just gets taken down, but they takes the attention from the KO there. He's not able to support the Jet on the side, so he's by his lonesome to stop this one. Does get the first, but immediately gets traded out there. 2v2 scenario.
Garden.
Yeah, that is insane. trades coming all the way through, and this, Storch, is what we talked about. That synergy is so important in that mid round. And this is where the micro comes into play. You're no longer playing with the strategy here. You're playing with acclamation.
Deadlock wall. Deadlock wall heaven, it's so annoying to go past.
Yeah, takes a lot of bullets.
Nope, both are there as well.
Camera taken out.
There it is, Recon Bolt already invested into this one. No, yes, trying to find the opening. Gonna go ahead and shut down the Recon Bolt. Gonna jump the spot.
Down.
Back Jenny. Penguin looking for the pick there, but Shadow. The crossfire is just beautiful from ULTRALIGHT, but Spade does get him. He's down to 36 HP and 6 bullets. Looking for it, but Shadow takes him down with a headshot.
That
Wow.
was a really good try from Spade there.
Yeah, but a beautiful bonus there from ULTRALIGHT Academy.
I have money if you need.
Looking so well thought out right now, their game plans. Really good at regrouping on that mid. It's just not something we usually see in VLE.
Yeah.
You really, like... I'm wondering now how this roster would have done in VLEC Genesis.
Yep. And it's just as methodical, but there's just so many extra layers to it as well. Like, they have a game plan for all of them. Whether it's the bonus or not. Noctify caught in a really awkward position there. Just can't get out of dodge, even with the Cloud Burst in hand.
No,
Already
yes,
Hunter's Fury. It's a good trade, but is it enough here? Spade trying to get more damage done. We're going to back off.
AE does not look ready for this Cypher main. Really focused on market. Might be able to get a nice pinch here with the with Omen and KO. Sort of seem to be stuck in a deadlock, and there's the wall. Rotating back towards Cat, gonna get contact on Omen. Sova droning through.
It looks like he's managing it well too. Saw the smoke come out so quickly, and the reinforcements have already arrived.
Oh, and Corey gets the pick onto Coop. Huge opening for UL. Can they get the A site? Down goes Legacy. And UL has secured the site.
Spike planted.
Recalling my bot.
You know, all they can really hope for here is damage as well. It's really a hard one, and this is where you start to think about that economy and how that's starting to be affected by these rounds as well. If you're Alter Ego.
Last player standing.
Like,
Going into
going
it
for
there,
it.
not able to get a pick, yeah. Spade does have the Phantom now, but there it is. That post-plant deadlock utility, you really got to be looking for it. He heard it too. Surprised he didn't shoot it out.
I think AE are just not taking the opportunities to rotate when they come. Not stacking or not prioritizing stacks on the right sides of the sites. It really feels like they just need to play for more intel, as opposed to getting aggressive. We see Coop walking into the smoke that round with the Stinger. That just seemed really unfortunate for really big loss for AE. And they need to get something on the board this round.
Yeah, that indeed. And this is their chance to do it with these rifles in hand. Corey taking a bit of his lone adventure over here towards B main, trying to sniff out what this Sentinel setup is. Conventional turret spotted over there towards top CT. And that will force a small reposition here from the Jet market. You see him starting to put his attention towards B main. Dark cover comes right on through with that, but the pressure's over towards A. This is where the numbers are. And I think the game plan this round for ULTRALIGHT Academy is let's force out some sort of pushes. Let's force out mistakes. Find the errors. And that's what you have to do with this comp as well. It's not as active with that KO when you have the deadlock in place. That's also what's so good for ULTRALIGHT too, is because they're so used to playing this way. Problem is, Coopster is here to shut this down.
Corey going. Doesn't see behind him.
Oh!
Coop missed the timing.
He saw the Jet though, I think. He pinged it. Spade.
Spade goes down. Corey gets 2.
30 seconds left.
3.
Spike
Ooh.
planted.
A Noctify takes him down. What a shutout. Plenty of time here still for AE on the retake.
Here.
Noctify uses his updraft.
Yeah, but Asteri's got that annihilation in hand as well. It's
Shadow.
gonna be very difficult.
And they don't expect Shadow. And Shadow wipes both of them and wins the round.
Wow.
Now, if I'm a coach here for AE, I'm thinking it's about time for a timeout.
Yup.
Need to get some momentum. We also, last round, we see the KJ setup had changed. Looks like they're gonna do it again this round. They're putting mollies towards lane and main, and then an alarm bot towards stairs. They're really prepared for this mid push now. It's a really great precaution that they're taking.
Here.
And a full B hit.
Yeah, and as fast as that too. Bit of a tempo change here for Ultralight, and they can afford it too. Trying to limit test the defensive setup here of Alter Ego. We're gonna be grabbed, but Corey's already out there taking down Spade.
Wow.
And landing onto the head, and that's the second one in this entry right now, and it's just a full B site for Ultralight.
Corey's just so fast and catches them off guard.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Will say I'm looking towards Noctify with this Blade Storm to do the damage though, because this is a retake. If they could make this happen, it would be so damn good. Looking for it. Shadow in the corner, handling it very well so far, and he gets both. And Penguin following up there for the last kill in a flawless from Ultralight Academy.
Yeah, and this is what it feels, and this is what it looks like when you have a deadlock on this map who actually like is able to secure the site with your team. When you get the team all on site, that retake with deadlock, it feels almost impossible as a defender to go against.
Yeah.
And we see a timeout used here. Good timeout, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Nice, they get the buy round. I think they need to do something more active.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, this Alter Ego comp, they've got the double initiator, right? And I think that they're just giving Ultralight so much space. And I mean, that round was a rush, right? So not necessarily that round isn't a good sample for it, but all the other ones, I mean, Ultralight are just playing it super slow. Literally looking for holes in the defense without using any util, but that's also indicative of how passive Alter Ego are playing with this current comp. I want to see them go for some fights here. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be mid. I noticed they tried a couple things cat, it didn't quite work out. I want to see them go for some tiles trap plays. I want to see them go for some B blitzes, maybe try to get some A space. We saw it on pistol round, but I think they need to be a little more consistent with that because they were getting some really good kills that round with it, and they're starting to play passive and let Ultralight control the tempo, and that's indicative of the success you're not having in the late game. Because when you have a deadlock and a Cypher alive for that post plant, flanks are hard to, you know, to get successful, and pushing into the site on the retake is like pushing into a sentinel when you're on attack. So it's really difficult. They have to flush out that util early round.
See KO and Jet towards mid. Leaving the Jet.
Here.
Really slow play again from UL. Here's the KO. Walking up. Finds one. Finds two. And Corey's just secured the site for UL.
Blocking sight. Oh.
Noctify coming to meet him tree. And they opt to just go back to site.
Spike planted.
And they tried it a little different here. I mean, I see the operator in the hands of Noctify. He played it very dangerously towards mid, but luckily that's not where Ultralight were going. And, I mean, they're just going to have to save this.
Yeah, it's got to be a save, but they're not aware of Shadow.
Yep. This would be heartbreaking if he got both here. I think he will. I think he will. And he does.
Wow.
They're dead.
What a round from UL.
Yeah.
Just looks so nice. We see the way that Corey's clearing out main. Everything pixel perfect. Pixel perfect. UL stacking towards B again. Maybe thinking of hitting with maybe a deadlock ult trying to get the KJ. Interested in seeing what they're doing here. And it looks like they're just going back to a default for top mid. And many picks.
Oof. Ouch.
They lose the deadlock though, that's huge for the retake. AE has a much easier retake here than they usually would.
I know
And they're
exactly
fully prepared for this hit as well.
Ooh!
No, yes, gets two!
Wow.
Oh my God.
Those are nice
That
shots
was
right there. That's exactly what he needed to do, too. To keep them in this round here.
Look
Spade
at
and Legacy.
Shadow.
Yep.
Last player
Again.
Shadow
Oh,
can steal. They need to be more aware of that flank. It's killing them.
they need
quite
to.
Literally.
How can he keep getting away with this?
Those were some insane shots from No Yes there. For a second, it looked like a glimmer of hope was there for AE.
Yeah.
Here. Here.
KO pairing up with the Jet again. Played away from each other for the past couple of rounds. Hasn't worked out very well. Can they get something on this A?
Die and be done.
Oh my goodness.
And both go down, and No Yes as well. Huge hits from AE. They only have 2v5 retake.
Take flight.
Spike planted.
So the drone come out. They do have the Hunter's Fury. Opening pick onto Corey. It looks like they're just trying to play passive. Maybe even go for a save. Taking a lot of time, aware of this Cypher. I know they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, Recon Bolt doesn't get anything this time. Sneaking past the Sonic sensor, though.
Standing.
But they're still not aware. The umpteenth time in a row that Shadow has gotten that lurk so deep into their spawn.
Yeah, and we talked in the lead up to this game as well about how pivotal of a role Shadow's going to have with the amount of experience that he has. And he's really showing up this game.
Ah, this is a nice spot. I have money if you need.
We see Jet towards B here for AE. Noctify looking to get higher up, further up into their spawn maybe. Maybe some flanks could come out here. Gonna push up B.
It's coming through here, but Shadow playing a position you know very well, but he actually capitalizes off of it. Oh my goodness. He is so impactful on these lurks right here. Even gets the neural theft right on through. Information for his team. No Yes with the Bulldog in the dark cover. Does grab one for his troubles, but that's about it. He's looking for more. Yeah, but No Yes over here handling trees so well. Nanoswarm even taking one down in the dink onto Eco. Oh my goodness. Just the stall is so damn good right now, but Eco finally taking him down. Annihilation coming through, and it's right in front of him. And that's it. That is the round there for Ultralight Academy. What a crazy round.
Everything went down in just within 5 seconds of each other.
Yeah, you wanted scrappy, we got scrappy.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Shadow here. Really nice picks, really disciplined, ready for anything. Then we go over to the other side. Like, all of UL just firing on all cylinders.
Let's get this done. Flashbang.
It's an early flash plate coming over here towards A. Very similar look to the pistol round that we got from Alter Ego. And this time, it's actually coupled up with that Hunter's Fury. Does tag on a 2 there. Doesn't ultimately land the kills, but they're running right in the Legacy 2K. Does get the first. They usually look really good with these Sheriffs, too. No Yes, they even followed up on the Spectre. They're handling this mid-extremity so well. Looking for more. Oh!
Wow.
The fragment takes Penguin down. And Noctify with the stinger.
Gets the player Cat.
shot.
Nice shot from Asteri.
Yeah.
Shadow also gets a pick into B.
Last player standing.
Wow.
Oh. What?
What did we just witness?
There's
What
no
is that
way
shot?
he gets that pick instead of the other way around. What just happened? I was going to say, Storch, the silver lining this round was the fact that Alter Ego could recover some rifles based off that mid-fight, but he just dies through the cage. But Legacy 2K does have a Vandal in hand. 51 HP, but Still silver lining.
Asteri
Cross
also
here.
51 HP. Neither of them are
Yeah.
full health.
Sonic sensor for the drop though. Goes for it, and that's it.
The wall bang. Shadow, I mean, he got what? A kill through a smoke,
Last
wall
round
bang,
in the half.
and like a regular kill. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a hat trick of everything, every possible kill that you can get. Great bonus, have to say though, from AE. Really good fights towards mid, swinging off of each other. That round looked much better than all the other ones have so far.
I don't want to say it, but we see what's underway right now. I don't know. It'll be crazy if it happens, but no caster curses here, folks. Oh my goodness.
Get out of my way.
They've swapped sides.
Bomb grenade out. Found them.
No, yes. This time you see it's a very passive approach on the Sentinel setup here. He's being completely denied of coming out of there. Gravnet to stop him through the push. Flash comes through. Corey trying to make the damage through that smoke right there. And maybe the curse did get activated here. Noctify taking down Shadow. And this is the first time we've seen them be very convincing towards that. It looks like they want to bring this underway. The flood comes right on through. Lockdown invested, but that is it. A flawless for Alter Ego to respond to the caster's curse.
Switching sides.
Wow.
And all it took was 3 ults.
Oh, this is a much better
Yeah.
trajectory.
You gotta look on uLA's defense here. Very classic Sova and Sentinel towards B,
Careful.
Jet towards A. I'm really interested in seeing how Corey's gonna be able to play off of this deadlock setup. I feel like every Jet player sort of finds their own way to play around it. We've got AE stacked all towards A here, except for no, yes.
Corey so aggressive around this choke point. Manages to get out there with the tailwind.
Can't use that. Shadows.
Eco to help things get shut down here, but no, yes, is going to be on that late cat flank, so I'm definitely looking for him to be a difference maker here, similarly to Shadow, but Corey stuck out in the open there. It's spammed right through the smoke by Legacy 2K, but right now the flood is coming right on through, and it's happening so well, but the trades are so quick.
Spike
Penguin
down A.
left in a 1v2, does have Sheriff in hand, but he's not aware of this flank that's coming from No. Now he is.
Clearing it. Can't land the shot.
He's got it. I believe. Oh,
And no, yes gets it. Another
Oh,
round
man.
for AE. Might see some interesting gameplay here. Never
Yeah.
know. I'm excited to see the B play here for Penguin. I'm really excited for how he's gonna play this. I think so far he's played very passive. Looks like he's running towards A now, going for a push. It's like
Snuff them out.
reminiscent of a strat that would be played on map like Icebox or Split. Lose first round, pushes 4 down one of the mains.
Shutting them down.
the knife lineup from KO. Landing towards top market there, not spotting anyone out though. Spade with the opening pick. I
Now 4.
Wow.
mean, you just mowed them down.
That was incredible. You know UL's kicking themselves after that one.
Yeah. If you blink, you miss it. Because I blinked and I missed it. So, wow. What a 4K from Spade there.
I'm really not sure how that paranoia did not hit him. It looked like it was dead center.
Sound sensor out. No charges.
I really think the main thing last round that AE did to set themselves up for success
No
was
charges.
just being more aware of the possibilities of what their opponent can do. They need to carry that going into this round.
Cover going out.
Fights going on towards Cat. UL not unscathed, nor is Eco. Eco sitting here now He has 10 HP. We have A going towards Cat, ready for the hit onto A. They're in B. Really spread on the map. Jet and KO still staying B. Going towards mid now. Fight towards Cat. And Eco goes down. Spade finding another. Nothing from that exchange. They don't know that Corey's on site. He's still there.
Oh!
And he can't find one.
That's painful.
This has gotta be a save from UL. This Sova's... Penguin's just stuck here. The Jet's holding him.
Revealing area.
Asteri goes for it.
Player standing.
Gets knocked down. This round, it really felt like UL didn't consider the fact that they were up a whole bunch of rifles, took a lot of, in my opinion, poor fights. I think really just handing a few rifles away. It's a really good round from AE here. Nice shots as well.
Yeah, and I think at some point it becomes somewhat concerning territory for Ultralight if they're not able to figure out what's going wrong in the defense here. And it's crazy because with the comp that they're playing, we saw so much success there on the attack, and you would think that would be mirrored here on the defense, given the utility that we have access to here. But I mean, Alter Ego just playing around it very well, so it's really good for them.
And they're set up towards B here, very heavy. Fast towards market. UL is ready.
Yep. I love this call, though. This is a really good call by Alter Ego. And the way that they're playing around it. Love the 4-stack towards B main, KJ top mid, turret watching A flank. This is good to shut down any sort of trap plays towards tiles, but Ultralight Academy don't really have the comp to make that happen as well as you could with some of their comps.
Really has just felt like AE's attack is so drilled, but their defense, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Grouping back towards mid. Sova leaves. When Penguin sticks out his arm.
Scanning ahead.
And they're fully prepared for the B hit. Everyone but the Jets rotated. Corey
looks
has
like they
to
were
anchor this on 1
30
HP.
seconds left.
Oof. They were going for a contact play there on B, and it just didn't work out. Just the peaks came through at the right time for Ultralight Academy. A bit of a mix-up here. Definitely wasn't expecting that this round, Storch.
Yeah. Corey finds one. Spot Spade. It's
One
taken
enemy
down.
remaining.
And Penguin secures the round for UL. Really well played by UL. Nobody over-rotated. Always ready for anything.
Thrifty. No charges. Gun here.
Now that UL's gotten back on the board, you have to think,
Match point.
like, they have to be able to continue this momentum that they've built. And here's the timeout. What have you thought of this game so far?
I mean, definitely on the first half that we had here is just so good from the side of Ultralight. I think they played this comp exactly the way you need to against the comp that Alter Ego has. But now that I'm looking at this defense, I'm a little surprised. I think you mentioned it during that last round here that, like, Alter Ego on their defense didn't look too good, right? But they look so drilled on the attack for some reason. So I think that there's definitely some maybe defensive design that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and think about how to do that. And the juxtaposition between the two halves that you have here as well is defense relies a lot more on individuals, right? And different decision-making during the mid-round and reactive plays. Whereas on attack, I mean, you're really setting the tempo of the round, right? You're going for whatever play you're going for, set plays, you're taking control of these extremities, you're going to them, right? You're taking control of those bomb sites. And I think that when you have a set plan in place, it's so much easier to express yourself through that. if you don't have that natural synergy, you're not going to make it through defense. And I think that's what we're seeing from Alter Ego.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, we said that we thought it was going to be a very close game. And from the first half, that was something that I did not expect at all. You just wonder if A had started on attack, would it have gone differently? And Penguin messes up the drone. Contact towards A now. Very forward deadlock setup here.
There.
Very rotated towards the A side. Gets a pick on Jet. B site is wide open. Can they pick up on this fact?
Ooh.
No. Noctify goes out A. Entries gets one. Noctify looking for more. Sandwich between two players. Penguin has the Odin.
Last player
And
standing.
Noctify gets a second. It's all up to Shadow.
Spike planted.
Is he gonna go for the hero play, or will he save?
And it looks like there's not much in store for him other than the fact that Noctify is 1 HP here. Can go for any damage that he can, but other than that, Alter Ego has figured out what they have to do this round. I think this timeout from Luna was really good. Really good advice was given here. Spy cam to come through, look for position, so it looks like he's going for these exits.
One thing I will say about this round is no yes on these lurks. He is getting these picks, but after he's not going for more, he's really like disciplined, like I'm gonna get one. Oh, and as I say that, no yes. Trying to look cool with the bomb exploding right outside of his range and he dies to it. And that really hurts the AE econ. Still strong, but the more money the better. We see a full stack towards A here. A maybe looking to build towards KJ ult. Omen going towards B, maybe trying to hold that orb. Looks like a really nice setup. Spade droning out A. Doesn't see anyone. And Corey's lodged in this hell position. Ready for the hit. But they're stacked as 5. They have to hit this site. Or as 4. They have no map control anywhere else. And as I say that, Eco creeping back to this B main, trying to look for more. Go towards the mid. This deadlock setup that they've changed this round, they're ready for anything mid related. They've got the cam, they've got the trip. This is really good and strong setup from UL.
Yeah, and I love that having the 2 Sentinels lets you spread out that sparse as well, because you still have such strong control of those choke points, no matter what. We do have the lockdown towards B, but it's a fake. Yeah. And the contact is taken towards A. The enemy battle between the 2 Jets and Noctify going to win that one out against Corey. So you see them coming through, but no, yes. Looks like he wants to stick around and maybe go for a bit of alert. Never mind. Nano Swarm's going to give it up.
That ult gets Spade.
Oh!
But they break him out. 3v5 retake. You have to think, when is UL going to start getting more aggressive? This is supposed to be their strong side. They're playing the double Senti comp. And as I said, Shadow gets 1. Can Shadow be the hero?
Last player standing.
No. Spade? Not quite. Those are some guns. Doesn't damage the Rico that much. What do you think the next step UL has to take to close out this game?
honestly think they might have to go for something a little more aggressive. I know before I was saying it's harder to make plays like that with this comp, but it's definitely still possible nonetheless. So I think they're going to have to go for something a little more aggressive, you know, take the fight to them. Right now, the passive affair isn't working out too much. I know we complimented that very strong and sparse setup that they had this last round, but that's just simply not enough to stop Alter Ego from entering these spaces. So they're going to need to do it with their bodies at some point, and we don't see that coming out this round, but we might see that timeout come out soon, because, I mean, the scoreline does start to get scary, especially when your eco is what it is right now if you're Ultralight Academy. So we're basically looking at a 7th round here for Alter Ego, and to be honest, Storch, I was not expecting, coming out of the first half, the amount of momentum that Ultralight had. I wasn't expecting this many rounds from Alter Ego.
Nor was I. I think the... Alright, K-Walt. Shadow. Try to look for one of the shorty. Can't find it. Just seems like UL's just gonna have to play for a few picks. Not really any hope of winning this round now. But Corey got 2.
Nico can be the different maker here. He's got the Vandal in hand. Looks for it, but Spade. Crosshair placement's better. Asteri. It's not enough.
It closes the round out. I have to give it up to Luna. We see like the effect of these timeouts. The timeout leading to the 1-round win on attack. The timeout leading to the 3 back-to-back round wins now in a dire moment. I think Luna's done a really good job coaching them here. It has to be.
Yeah, I think this is another timeout where Luna also has time to figure out, okay, we're going to see a tempo change from Ultralight now, right? That's obvious. Box got the timeout going here, so something's getting ready to change. Let's adjust to that change ahead of the time, and that's where that preparation comes into play. That's where the conditioning comes into play, because when you get to this kind of scoreline late in the game, especially considering we had an 11-1 half, this is where you want to start pulling out a couple more things from that strat book if you really want to get this map.
Yeah, maybe even something outside of the strat book. This is the time where the IGL really needs to shine.
Yep.
I think that AE has been doing a really good job of just not giving up what they already have in terms of sites. I think they could do a little bit more in terms of positions. They could do more in terms of thinking about, oh, the enemies could have this positioning, but what they have, they are not letting go of. Looking towards an early A. UL has swapped their setups. They're playing double setup on A because they've picked up on the fact that A loves A site. Looks like a rotate into a re-hit mid.
Yeah, and I think NoNoYes is in a really pivotal position to help that as well. He does get caught out in the spotting. Kill knife comes through, does hit onto Asteri, but gets punished for going through the dark cover there. And right now, as you said, that cat re-hit is coming through, and Eco gonna be the point of contact here on the defense. Flash comes through, Paranoid comes out, he's looking for it, there it is. And there's that stun.
Wow.
Blocking sight. 30 seconds left.
They've made it into the A site past 2 sentinels. Penguin gonna ult. Only 1 hit. And he's got to
Alter Ego have completely turned this around. There were good numbers from Ultralight Academy. Even the Hunter's Fury invested into that one by Penguin. Storch, what has happened here? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just feels like UL is crumbling. Giving away too many easy 1v1s. I really don't know what UL's plan is here. It has looked like so many rounds, they've tried so many different things, they just cannot find an answer. And they need to just do something, as I said earlier, completely out of the strat book. Something that might sound stupid, but because of its stupidity, is going to work. That's my take.
No, I agree. I think at this point, you have to throw a wrench somewhere, because they're not doing that. They're just letting Alter Ego take so much space before they actually react to it, right? Most of the rounds we see, the fights are taken over towards B main or over towards mid in that dark cover right below the arch, or in tree room, or in A main. When that's where all of the fights are happening, I mean, you're showing that you're not taking a lot of forward space, and that gives so much information in terms of the macro to Alter Ego so that they can play these contexts. And that's exactly what they've been doing. Just taking it slow. No utility coming out from ULTRALIGHT Academy.
And we see AE looking towards mid here. Coop's creeping up Cat. They have so much space. And UL just can't do anything about it. That's what happens without the KO.
Corey.
And he finds him. And A's just halted. And
There's no
yes,
way
able
he
to get
just
the pick onto the A site. What?
Yeah, how did he get away with that? Yeah.
Wow.
He got hit by the
incredible.
tripwire, and the Cypher swung him with a stinger and just couldn't kill him.
That is so ballsy. Oh my
30
gosh.
seconds left.
What?
Had he been back Jenny or Dice, that just would have never happened.
And Omen, they know that Omen's Cat as well. 3v2 retake for UL. Best retake that they've had. Best chance on a retake that they've had so far this half.
They're looking to bait this one out, and there it is. The drops come through. Spade landing the first one, and that's it.
Wow.
A complete cleanup by Alter Ego, securing the 9th and still living on this map.
I feel the strain.
That's just a
Wow.
lack of discipline from UL there. They need to be clearing that hell position. They need to drop like an op for Rifle Heaven or something. They just really need to think about grouping. I was about to say, right before that KJ pick onto Cypher happened, that AE was looking a little bit too spread out. After losing that third member on B, sort of need to start regrouping. But it worked out. Just running up Cat here. They're so ready to take this A control. They have so much confidence in it.
Yep. And that they should. And if they back out of this confidence they have now, they'll give ULTRALIGHT any space that they need. And Shadow is what we talked about. Gotta make a big play here if you really want a chance to get back into this, but not enough bullets in the chamber to get the job done. And there it is, Penguin from Heaven here. Does get the first one down. Planter looking for a peek here, but it's not enough. Eco, he's looking for this lurk, and they know it comes through. No, yes, he's been very persistent about this one, and he does. Takes it right down. Puts things right back into the hands of ULTRALIGHT coming into this. They do take him down. Recon Bolt in 2, but does get traded. Legacy 1v1 against Penguin here. He's looking for it. This is what he needs, and he doesn't get it. Wow.
Seals the map for UL. Wow. What a valiant effort by AE.
Yeah. Took longer than it needed to, but ULTRALIGHT Academy got the job done. 13-9 here on map 1 Ascent.
That... I feel shell-shocked from that game, honestly. That was incredible. 11-1 back to 13-9. You have to applaud AE for that effort.
100%. I mean, the fact that they were able to keep their composure during all of those rounds and find success in their micro. Yeah, I didn't see any nerves showing up in the way that they played the end of that game there, honestly. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's that VCT mentality. You see, like... You see players going like 5 and 16 at some point in the game, and they'll randomly pull an ace out of their hat, right?
Yep.
I feel that's just how AE's played this game. It's just a little too little too late.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And I mean, what a nice performance, though, from ULTRALIGHT Academy. I mean, they started things off real hot on that map. It looked so good. An 11-1 half. And even though they almost got 11-1 back, you know, still have to give props to ULTRALIGHT Academy for such an incredible drilled attack that they had there with this comp here. And then, you know, moving on to the second half, I mean, Alter Ego showed some really good resilience. And that's one thing I wanted to talk about real quick, because we went on the narrative of resilience so much last tournament. And we talk about how players have to find that composure within themselves if they want to get back into the map. And you can't let those rounds, when you look at that scoreboard up top, every single time a round is over, the time is counting down before those barriers comes up, you're buying your weapon, listening to your IGL. And that moment right there is when you have to think to yourself what you're going to do to make sure that you make this round in your favor, right? You have to stay locked in on that. And I think that Alter Ego have shown the true essence of doing that here in this map, and something we haven't seen that much, honestly, in this tournament and community itself. That amount of resilience in a map. Even though they weren't able to turn it over, they did it very well.
Yeah, that was a satisfying map to watch. It really, it just, I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be close, but not close in that way. The scoreline might have been close, but it was just two really huge swings from both teams.
Yeah.
The attackers really just attacked. You usually don't see Ascent being in an attack-sided map, but today it was.
Yep, that attack was attacking.
A total of 3 rounds won on defense today on Ascent. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, that is an insane stat line. Speaking of insane, folks, what a great first map there. We're ready to throw things to map 2 right after this break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Alter Ego versus Ultralight Academy series here. As always, I am joined by Storch. Now, what a map one, Storch. 13-9 in favor of Ultralight Academy. But I have to say, I mean, even though at the end of the game it ended up being somewhat close, I still feel like that map was a bit of a blowout from Ultralight Academy. They showed such a clinic on their attack half. And yeah, they struggled a bit on defense, but they ended up to manage to close things off.
Yeah, it's really interesting with that game. I feel like most teams, they excel on their defensive strats and how to play defense, and their attack half is going to be really weak. But both of these teams seem like they've spent a lot of time on their attack, but just not a lot of time drilling that defense.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, now that we're going to take things over towards Haven, which we know, pretty attacker-sided in its design. Now, I'm pretty interested to see how that's going to play out, because are we going to see another 11-1/2? I mean, we're moving into an attacker, sided map, and there were such strong attacks from both teams, weak defenses. How are they going to fix that coming into this? Now, I definitely think during this time that they had in the intermission, everybody's getting their water, everybody's, refreshing, maybe splash a little water on the face and just, get your confidence back in there, because I think Alter Ego, no matter what, I don't think either of these teams have anything to be ashamed of coming out of that first map, right? I know that Ultralight Academy started off the first half, beautiful momentum, but I think Alter Ego built some momentum in that second half, so I think both of these teams can kind of hit that reset button coming into Haven. But during this time, I did expect the coaches to probably talk about that defense. So do you think we're going to see an improvement from each of these teams on this Haven defense, or we might see it be the same?
I have to hope that it's going to be an improvement. I mean, I think both sides, there's not much to do worse on. That's the sad truth. I think both teams, they just felt very timid on defense. Really timid. And it was just sort of shocking to see that these teams had such great preparation on attack, but just nothing in the playbook until their coaches called the timeout and told them what to do.
Yep.
And that kind of has to fall on the IGL there.
Yep.
But
I think that yeah. As you like to say.
Yeah. As I like to say, missteps don't have to be brought up in game. Left for VOD review. The coach is going to go VOD review that with the teams, hopefully, and they're going to come back better next time.
And I love that you say that, actually. That is such an important sentiment to understand for team morale during that map, right? That's a part of where composure comes from, is not focusing too much on the mistakes, but focusing more on what you can do that's successful for the rounds, right? And I think that Alter Ego definitely showed a lot of that to us during their second half there. Now, as we throw things over towards Haven, so on Ascent, we did see some pretty conventional plays here, right? On the side of Ultralight Academy, we did get our Cypher Deadlock comp, which at this point has a very high pick rate, so really good comp, and they played it very well. And on the side of Alter Ego, we did get that meta comp. Now, coming into Haven, I definitely expect both of these teams to probably play that Omen Cypher Sova Breach Jet meta comp, just seeing their styles from Ascent alone. But do you think maybe otherwise, or do you think they might play it safe here?
I actually think that A might go for the ISO comp. I think it sort of fits their playstyle, and if they aren't, maybe it's something to look into in future scrims. I think it really fits them very well.
Yeah. I would assume Noctify would probably play the Jet there. Do you think maybe Spade might be the ISO player?
Spade, maybe even No Yes. They could opt for different sort of Senti setup. I think No Yes was very disciplined in his peaks and would excel very well on ISO. It's just up to the flexibility of the rest of the team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And speaking of Yes, I actually want to throw things over to the Sentinel player for the other team, in this case, Ultralight Academy, and just talk about real quick the amount of impact Shadow was able to get on his lurks on that attack half. I mean, it was almost every round. 267 ACS, 22 and 10 KDA. And look at the econ rating too. So econ rating is actually a stat that we don't very often look at, but econ rating itself is calculated as damage dealt per 1,000 credits spent, right? And any higher values you have in econ rating will signify higher efficiency and good economic play. And looking at this, he had the highest econ rating out of everybody in the lobby, and which is a really good stat line to show that, like, okay, this guy, for the amount of utility that he's spending on, he's doing a great job. I mean, granted, Cypher's not that expensive, right? $100 per cage, 200 per trap wire. But I mean, it just shows the impact on those lurks. He just got kills round and round.
Yeah, it really shows, like, that whole attack was a clinic from him. His lurks, he was able to change it up almost every round. His mind definitely works very well for that. I think it definitely shows that what happened on defense was just a brain fart from him that round where the KJ walked up on him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're going to see something like that again.
Yeah. You're definitely right about that one. He seems to be someone that tailors himself very well to the situation, right? And I mean, that is honestly the essence of lurking, right? Understanding what's going on the map, what your teammates are telling you about the other extremities, what the setups are, and then using that information to create an informed deduction on how your lurk is actually going to play a role in that case of the round, right? And I think that he's shown that so well on this map. And honestly, I'm going to bring us back a little bit here, watching Shadow do these beautiful lurks here just reminded me of wildRAY from Cup 1 on the side of Rendezvous. He was another incredible lurker that we had here in the tournament, and I definitely think that Shadow has, now that we don't have wildRAY playing here, Shadow's filling those shoes pretty nicely. I think we can definitely say he's probably the master lurker right now. It's looking really good. And CJ, remember the Yoru yesterday? The Yoru and Lotus. Yeah.
That was
wow.
Crazy game. I think the difference here between Shadow and wildRAY, Shadow is constantly changing his lurks, constantly changing everything. wildRAY, it sort of felt like more often than not, he would just go cat and hard force his way in and it would work.
Yep.
Go in, get the picks, maybe have a TPA main, set up very well. But I think Shadow is doing a really good job of sort of living up to the Senti hype in VLE, sort of letting us have another Senti superstar.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of superstar, I want to get a little bit of a player comparison here because our superstar of that match right there, I mean, the MVP himself was Spade here. But we have a player versus that we want to check out here. So Spade versus Penguin on that Sova. I want to talk about the plants here. Now, usually what we talk about is the ACS. I get into the KDA. Wow, great mechanics. Econ rating was a bit the same from both of them, but I'm looking at the plants. We have 9 plants from Spade, 7 plants from Penguin. So you see that both of these teams are actually putting a lot of weight into that initiator role, rather, particularly in the Sova itself for that Hunter's Fury and looking for those post-plant ultimates. And so just looking at that stat alone, you can kind of make a small deduction about the game plan and the macro that these teams are playing to. And you can see it in the stat line here.
Yeah, I think both Sovas did a very good job of being effective. Spade was like one of the only shining lights on that, like on that whole attack-sided half. I think he came out of it just performing pretty well. I mean, Noctify, No, yes, they picked it up on, on the attack half they picked it up. On the defense half, Spade was still able to perform. What I would like to see here is like both Sovas were playing very sort of disciplined and doing what you should do on Sova. Common darts, they were throwing darts in the areas that they should go normally. I just didn't see any creativity from either of them. Nothing like, oh, something's here. No reactivity. They have an understanding of what the agent does, but they don't have an understanding of what the agent does to their gameplay and how it has to change.
Yeah. That is an incredibly fair criticism there because I think you're absolutely right. We're seeing the recons where they belong, especially on the hits too, right? I mean, we saw a lot of the same recons. They're just kind of throwing them here, but I want to see some of that innovation here on Haven. I do expect one of these guys to play that Sova here on Haven as we hop into Agent Select here. We're actually going to find out.
And we see Spade immediately hovering that Sova. Oh, and it's UL going for the ISO comp. Wow.
But Penguin? He was on Sova, so I guess it makes sense. A lot of times that initiator plays it, but what?
Penguin might be him. We will
Whoa.
see. Oh, no, yes, on Chamber. Not locked yet, though. Not locked yet, though.
They're toying with us, man. They gotta be.
Heard our comment about wildRAY said, no, you can't compare Shadow to wildRAY.
Right?
Cypher versus Cypher though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they didn't
So
go
we
for the ISO comp.
Yeah, we did get that Cypher Deadlock comp though, so Ultralight Academy, I'm loving this. Looks like they're trying to create some parallels across the maps, keep the players comfortable in the roles that they have there, and that itself could be a game plan, right? In a strat book. You want to kind of plan yourself across each of the maps, and you know, you see that playing out here for Ultralight. Now on the flip side, I think we're going to get that Sova Breach comp that I was talking about here before Agent Select from Alter Ego.
Yeah. It does look a little bit like UL was trying to do something similar, like Viper's Prime, where Viper was used on like every map, including Ascent. It seems like they're trying to find a one-size-fits-all comp, which I think is a really interesting idea.
I will say this comp is definitely viable on Lotus as well, right? So there's actually still some maps in the pool that they could be playing this comp. So if we do end up going to a map 3, I'd actually be very interested to see if they end up on that Cypher Deadlock, because I believe that's a comp. I've also seen Sentinels play on Lotus as well. I'm sure other teams have done it, but that's one team that I remember off the top of my head watching that between, I think it was John QT and Zelsis were on the Sentinels respectively. I have to go back and remember, but yeah, I mean, one size fits all, and a lot of teams approach it that way role-wise, right? We try to be, okay, we have our scan initiator on the Sova here, so if we go to a map like maybe a Lotus and we play a Fade, or Bind, we play a Fade, we want that Sova player on the Fade. So I definitely expect to see maybe some comp changes here from Ultralight Academy, but the role's definitely staying the same, because that's what it seems like they play too.
Yeah, and of course, Robbie, when you say like this comp works on Lotus as well, of course you mean just the cycle. Raise, play the Fade, right? You go into it like that. Yeah. Just clarify. I have a very late pause here in round 1.
See here, and as we get ready for the action now, I'm looking at this setup here across the map, so it looks like there's a heavy prioritization at mid already from Ultralight Academy. And on the side of Alter Ego, it looks like they want to take things mid as well, so Storch, I think we're starting this map off scrappy.
Yeah, it really looks like Corey's trying to get active here. Really excited to see how this goes.
And here we are,
And we're
little
live.
P3 action. Love that. All right, so we got the push up towards mid.
Gets punished. Asteri's able to get a pick back though.
And what's cool about this here too is Noctify able to recover a Sheriff, and he's still got low armor, so bit of a raid boss setup coming into the end of this one, but it's Ultralight Academy actually on their back foot in terms of how many left alive. Penguin trying to do the damage, Flashpoint comes through, Shock Dart to follow up, and Spade gonna take the kill at the end of the day. And Shadow and Asteri over here towards C-Link. Have to push through this choke point, but it's so hard with the amount of AoE that's coming out. Lands off the first, looking for Noctify, but while the HP is low, the potential is not. Alter Ego with the pistol round.
So could this be continuing the narrative of the attack dominance?
Maybe.
I mean, that round, I think that really came down to the micro there. We look mid, we see a bunch of missed shots. Players getting punished for that. Just a bloodbath. I think that's something that maybe UL needs to avoid.
Here.
Looking towards A here, but the breach stun.
Yeah. Breach Stun came out early there, and it's already a very different look too. We saw some heavy presence towards mid that last round, but looking to spread things out this time.
Oh, and Cypher might be caught off guard here. Eco gets a huge pick.
Yep.
Doesn't retrieve the gun though.
Oh. Wait, did he see him? Oh. Maybe not.
Enemy
Oh
kill.
my goodness.
My
What is
God.
happening?
Noctify?
He has just taken A site by himself. I thought Penguin saw him on that jump spot there, but now it's Noctify versus Corey. Who wins it? He's still not getting him. Who went? There
Wow,
it is.
through the smoke.
Yeah.
What an end to that fight.
Spike planted.
That would have been a huge pick for UL if they were able to get down Noctify there. This is really just round over for this run. Playing for exits, maybe. Shadow finds some damage onto Legacy.
And right now, the only thing they can really ask for from ULTRALIGHT Academy is damage. And that he does do towards Legacy here. And they kind of have him in a pinch, so never mind. Shadow going down there. And Eco looking to get the exits here, do any damage that he can for the early economy, but...
Is he gonna peek for the boot?
Just the
There. And
beach.
he gets a kill!
Nice.
Huge picks for UL. Very well played. And now AE only keeping 3 guns from that buy. All bulldogs though. Still strong weaponry. We see a heavy A setup again. Might have to find a fight towards the Cypher. This C approach, this is a very interesting Cypher setup. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. And he's spotted.
Ooh.
Still gets one.
How? Wow.
I'm surprised Noctify didn't notice that he was in the cage earlier.
Yeah.
And now, Asteria and Eco, they can just hold Coop. Coop gets one.
Oh!
Oh, the whip from Eco!
Oh! Oh, no, no, no!
Wow.
It's all good. We weren't watching. It's all
Few
good.
jitters.
Yeah.
It really feels like that near comeback from AE last map. It has you all shaking in their boots, it feels.
Mm-hmm.
They have to find their way back. Maybe even early timeout might be required for this.
Yeah.
We'll see how this round goes.
I will say, speaking towards that last round, I mean, Shadow living so long on that site there, playing around the cages, gave so much delay time for the rest of ULTRALIGHT Academy to rotate. So, just seeing the style that Shadow is able to anchor onto these sites, that's something they're going to have to deal with later into this Alter Ego. Not let them get too comfortable.
Look at how much space UL has.
Trades are even across the board. Wow. Big eco frags indeed, but Penguin, he's next up on the block here.
Penguin's out. Gets one.
Spike planted.
Love that. Get one, get out. The other one's got a rifle here. Storch, this might be doable here.
Yeah, Nasteri walking up sewers. Breach seems to be ready though. They're really gambling that nobody's on their CT.
Mm-hmm. Drone does come
Nasteri
through, looking for it. He does get it. No way. Wow.
Oh. What an eco from UL. It does.
I mean,
really
they are
just
them.
feel, that was a great round. I feel like Asteri needs to play more with his teammates, though. Feels like he was really late to swing off of Sova's contact. That could be detrimental to a round later down the road. And now, we see a really sort of like forced buy from UL here. The Guardians. Why do they?
I am everywhere.
They're opting for a Guardian, maybe going for a wallbang play here?
Get out of my way.
Shadows traveling.
Here.
Bladestorm invested by Noctify. So looking to him to do the damage this round, but Eco, he's put himself in such an aggressive position here. On the Omen Al drone coming through. Now presumably Asteri supposed to be shooting this one out, but Eco all getting the contact off of that. You can already see there's so much fights going over here towards mid, but now look at over here towards A. No, yes, is already crossed here. So he's going to be a difference maker in terms of giving that cross-map info. If they need that contingency plan later on, he's actually going to progress on it.
And Penguin's going to catch... Penguin's able to secure their frag.
Yep.
Noctify gets one mid. Trying to find one more towards B.
Yeah. This round is just so unconventional. There's just everyone is all over the place, but Shadow still the anchor here towards C. Shots are a bit labored, only 4 bullets left in the chamber. Looking for it, he does get it, but gets traded out. Spike in hand for Spade here.
Saw
one
left
shock
to
bolt.
Spade.
Yeah. He's got the Hunter's Fury to make something happen here. Recon comes right on through, and they're just not budging. No mistakes getting forced out here. Going to commit to the spike plant this time. The Aldrone comes through, and the peek from Asteri. And that's it. Seals things off there. Ultralight Academy with their second round.
That was a well-played retake from UL there.
No charges.
Yeah.
Really, like,
My ult is ready.
really well thought out. Not trying to rush anything. You see Asteri, he's waiting for the drone to get contact
If you're
and
not a
swing.
good shot today, don't worry.
Really
There
well
are other
played.
ways to be useful.
And for AE here, their eco, they have one more buy and then sort of going downhill after that. So they're gonna opt to take this timeout. Really just trying to stop any momentum that UL's building.
Yeah. And while we are sitting in this timeout, folks, I just wanted to take the time to throw some appreciation towards Ultralight Academy. DeWut doing a watch party. So hello, DeWut, from VLE Challengers to you. Also, Alter Ego doing their very own watch party as well. So for those of you that do not know, go ahead and tune in to their Twitches. I believe Ultralight is actually speaking in the chat here, so you can find their Twitch from there. And Alter Ego, same. Love to see the watch parties.
Yeah, it's great. Really gives viewers more of like a community sort of feeling experience, right?
Yeah, I heard DeWut's stream was actually really fun, so I might go tune in later and check out the VOD from Ultralight's watch party.
Yeah.
Right here.
And timeout's over now. We'll see what AE's got in the book. This, in my opinion, this timeout's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It does, like, it makes sense to sort of stop any momentum, but it also gives UL time to talk over their mistakes.
Yep.
Cover going out.
Well said. And coming out of that timeout, we do have a push over here towards the site. What? Noctify
Wow.
just takes him down while he's stunned and the dark cover was coming through. Hunter's Fury from Penguin on the side of Ultralight Academy here. Not able to land a kill, but does do some damage. Flashpoint to fight towards the A-Link. But Corey,
Whoa.
there with the support, does it so well. And right now, the fight coming towards the site. Only one left standing for the side of Alter Ego, and that's Noctify. Can he do it? Operator's shot comes through, but Penguin with the
Penguin's
follow-up, and there it is.
I don't know if you saw that, but Penguin, just before he got flashed, saw Legacy peek and flick to him.
Oh,
It's beautiful. A's really has to play for more of this map control now. Feels like they've tried everything. They've tried A, they've tried C, they've tried B, they've tried garage, they've tried sewers, they've tried faking C, lurking up A. They just have to play for more of this map.
yep.
Another thing that I think has been missing from their gameplay this game is the angle clearing. It feels like they just assume anything up until the site is full clear. They don't bother to clear, like, say, close on A, like where Penguin was.
Mm-hmm.
That one round, right? They just have to be more careful with their gameplay.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think discipline with small micro pieces like that makes a huge difference in the round, and that's something that, you know, when we see teams like ULTRALIGHT Academy and Alter Ego go up against each other. We saw it on Ascent in both of their attack halves. That discipline was missing on the defensive side for both of them.
Goes here.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we have an answer, or at least half of an answer, to your question from prior to the game. Can these teams find something to do on defense to stop the attackers? And it feels like UL sort of found that. We see the games drawn even. I actually think UL's been doing very well so far. Lost pistol.
This should do.
That second round's almost a guaranteed loss. They got down 2 rifles.
Oh, this is a nice
I'm really surprised with what I'm seeing. Night and day difference from last map.
Yep. And as we wait to get back into the action here, folks, just a stary. If you look to the right flank of the scoreboard here, has the little disconnect icon. So we're just waiting for a stary to figure out the tech issues there. But nonetheless, we'll get the action back underway pretty soon. Now, before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit more about this map here. So on the side of Alter Ego, we've got 4 ults in hand, and on the side of ULTRALIGHT Academy, we've got 2. Now, here in the tech pause, they actually don't have access to their coaches. Coaches are only able to talk during the tactical timeouts, not the technicals. But the team can still hear each other. So in this setting here, you know, I think this is a time where Alter Ego are coming up with the plan. How are we going to utilize these ultimates to go ahead and swing this momentum back in our favor? Because ULTRALIGHT started to kind of take that momentum away with those 3 defuses they had in a row. So I'm looking to see that come out here this round.
Yeah. As I said, A really needs this round. This round is so important to them. They have 4 ults. I think they could get away with even using like 2 or 3 of them to secure the round. But it looks like UL's ready for this. They're ready for the A hit with Breach ult. And Corey gets a pick onto Coop. That's huge. That's no more Breach ult.
Yeah. Breach ult gone. Done, deleted, and dusted. I mean, Corey on the operator looking so dangerous. What?
Hits the wall bang.
Check him, PC.
Oh my. Noctify is quaking in his boots right now.
Yeah, look at him. And he goes just killing people on the other side of the map. What is happening? He's finally going up on this one.
Find them.
There it is.
No.
And he goes right into.
No!
Oh my goodness. Is this Aspas reincarnated? Playing around the choke so nicely is Corey here. Really finding his footing here in this round for ULTRALIGHT Academy, and Legacy 2K left by his lonesome to deal with the 1v5. 3 ultimates against him. Full HP, full shields, Vandal in hand, but Corey
and you talk
on the
about
flip end.
impact frags.
Yeah.
You see Corey here. Might be 6 and 5 right now. But that's 4 kills on the round. And remember, he got a kill earlier on an eco. And a nice frag with his sheriff as they were trying to make their way up towards A. Getting a gun down. Really huge frags from Corey today.
Yeah.
Here.
And now A's looking like traumatized after that last round as they've put nobody towards the A side. All going towards B and C.
Yep. We've got Eco here playing around the garage space. Similarly to before, looking for the counter paranoia. Noctify, he's already through though. Look at him. Probably gonna hear that jump up. Shadow. Ooh.
Cage trigger.
Flash lands onto him, makes things a lot more awkward, but there's Eco. As I said, playing towards his site here. No paranoia needed, but he still gets traded out. And they gotta reclaim this garage space. Oh! Legacy on the B lurk. Yeah.
Right there.
So he did get that.
Save.
Yeah. Got it invested here. Now that's an awkward spot to use it here, Storch. I wasn't expecting that. Annihilation invested, and there it is. Asteri just taking both down. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, that round just looked all over the place for A. First of all, the deadlock wall on B. On a save round, it just gets so many bullets of your guns. It's so annoying to play against on that save, especially. But nobody's there to help Noctify. He's all alone. on an island. Not on a self-made island. That's being said, like in garage window, but still, I think his teammates have to be there to follow up on him. If your duelist is going to overheat, you have to be there.
Yep.
After finding some success on taking the site C, looks like A is going to go back, try it again. But Corey's here, posted up with the op.
And we just saw quite a round from him on this weapon. So he's looking to make it happen again. Tailwind going to be popped here. She's looking for it, but look at the contact. Not peeking until that stun comes through, and that's it. Taking down the duelist on the side of Alter Ego. And that is the tip of the spear. Dull now.
Oh, I thought he was going to get one through the smoke there.
Yeah.
After what we've seen already today.
Oh!
Ooh, and no, yes. Big peek onto Eco. And Corey misses the shot, but he gets it!
Oh, wow!
Wow,
Asteri.
like flies.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 kills from Asteri were so big there. No, yes. Leaves him in a 1v2. Now, it is possible. Low HP on the side of the Jet for Ultralight Academy. Recon Bolt coming through. Try to sniff out the position. Neural Theft to get the information. That's it. Confirms the Jet is on the flank. He's got a 1v1 here with Penguin. He's going to have to look for it. Aldrone playing this very smart so far, but he rushes him. He knows that flank is coming through. It's still imminent. Trapwire are going to catch him out. And right now, as he makes a dash over towards Long, they're closing in slowly. No, yes, going to have to take one of these 1v1s. He does. 4 on the round, looking for the ace and the clutch. 7 bullets in the chamber, full HP. He can't get
it. And Penguin
Wow.
shuts down the ace. Wow. What a round.
Oh my goodness, Storch. Yeah, that was crazy. Wow.
That round, I don't even know what happened. When did No Yes get 4?
Right.
We are strong because we are together. Don't forget that.
Wow.
Joel's got to be giving a sigh of relief there. Penguin, the savior of the day. Ooh. I think Penguin has a lineup here. Never mind. It's just for a main. Looking to be grouped towards mid here. Faked early pressure A. Not drawing any rotates though.
Interesting. Very early Hunter's Fury from Spade here. Not going to get any damage off the back of it. Shadow, once again, playing around the site. He's a little bit later, but he still gets 2. Oh my goodness.
Player standing. Spike down, C.
And Ultralight Academy have been so quick towards this retake. They just all fall within the matter of seconds. Coopster buys Lonesome. Does have the Spectre in hand. Looking for it, but Eco with 3 on the round. And the damage has been done with Shadow and Eco, respectively. What a beautiful round from Ultralight.
And we see a whiff coming out of Shadow, but then instantly recovers and gets 2. Gets 1 and trades himself out. Very well played. Eco backside helping. Great setup, great rotations. Textbook from UL.
Sound sensor up. Listening.
And a full stack A this round. A doesn't have any ult that they can hit a sight off of. And Corey's posted up the up.
Wait, Penguin? Okay.
Ooh.
Just solo pushes short on Silva and still gets one. That's beautiful.
And Noctify gets a pick onto Corey. That's the op.
Yep. We haven't seen that too many times this half so far, Storch. Noctify winning out that duel because Corey's been so impactful on the weapon. It's a little uncharacteristic there in that duel. Nonetheless, coming into this one, Penguin still gets another. And he's been a demon in this situation here.
Deploying drone. Enemy mark.
Beautiful drone.
Looking to capitalize off it, and there it is. The counter utility comes right on through, but the scan is on to Noctify looking for it. But Penguin does get 3 on the round here. And that leaves No Yes all by his lonesome. And there's a little bit of gap through the dark cover. He gets 2. But the grab that was not enough, and he gets 3. Asteri falling.
5 HP.
5 HP in a dream. Shadow tapping onto it. He's going to have to confirm it at some point, but that's it.
Feels
Oh
like
my
so
goodness.
many times this game, UL has been up so many numbers, and then they've thrown away their numbers, and had a player just clutch up and save the round for them.
Yeah.
Last round
Can they keep
before
this
the
up?
switch.
One thing I want to talk about from that round was that retake drone from Penguin. So well played there. I don't think a lot of people would have picked up on this, but he's droning while his team is rotating, stalling that time to let the Omen get there for the paranoia while getting some intel. So well played.
Yeah, that was insane. Bit of a mechanical prowess there. Nicely done from No.
Get out of my way!
The Sentinels have been particularly impressive this series, too.
Yeah. No, yes. Just feels like any given round he can do anything.
Shadows traveling.
A's very spread on the map here. UL seems to be ready for them.
Little contact
No,
garage
yes.
play here.
On A.
I know exactly.
Picks and garage.
Yeah.
UL have no idea where they're pushing.
Nope. It's an awkward affair, but I think they're starting to confirm it here with the pressure coming through garage and C long. Confirming the C split, but Shadow? He just lands two through the cages there. And we talk about how that beautiful stronghold of a setup does all the damage, but Koopster, and they're starting to really come through this one. Blaze Storm of Noctify lands onto a Steri. Koopster getting one of his own Penguin left in a 1v3 scenario.
30 seconds left.
But no, yes has lurked up mid.
He's going for this.
Penguin's aware.
I love this. Hunter's Fury invested. He knows there's one planter. He's looking for that lurker right now.
No,
He's
yes,
just gonna
very
say-
disciplined.
Yeah, he's waiting for it. I can just tell.
One enemy remains.
Oh my! What?
Penguin! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Whoa!
What a round from Penguin!
He is insane. That was so good. I mean, I have to say, I have to give it to Alter Ego. The props to the amount of patience that Cypher had on that lurk man was so textbook. But Penguin still sniffs it out. The game sense from him in that moment is beautiful.
Yeah, he knows from how the game's gone so far that no, yes likes to go on these incredibly late lurks. And just always able to just able to find him.
Yeah.
And both timeouts now invested for AE, trying not to get a repeat of what happened last game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 9-3 half. Dare I say it?
It might, I don't know. Counter curse? Counter curse? We'll have to see. Yeah. Curseception here, folks. I love it.
What do you think they're trying to set up here with this timeout?
Honestly, I think Luna's just going to talk about they need to, I mean, correct the course of what we did last game, and that is take more space, go for these fights, and they have the comp to do it too, right? They've got that Silver Breach, Omen, which those three alone, with the AoE between the Breach and the Omen, and just the recon, rather, you're able to get with the Sova on the side of Alter Ego, they have so many fights they could take here. I mean, I expect to see it 100%, especially towards mid.
Yeah, and while the scoreboard might not say it, as opposed to last game, this game's had some very close rounds. I wouldn't call this, like, even if it were to go 13-3, the rounds stay similar to how they have been. It might look like a blowout, but it was very well fought so far by AE, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do on this defense.
Yep. Very conventional play over here towards A lobby. You have that breach set up with the stun from A Link. Jet peeking up off of it, but it's a little early there, so nothing gained. Nothing harmed either, but Corey with a double entry on site while he's hit with the paranoia. This guy just, nothing can stop him. What?
Wow.
4. He's looking for. He's got 3 so far. 22 HP. Nothing can stop this guy. He's looking for more blood. While the rest of the team is walled off here. The fights are going on here. And this guy's just going to back right into the crosshair of Corey. 4 on the round. Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
Race it to the spike sites.
Oh my god, he's just so fast. He gets a pick on the A-Link guy, runs into C-Link, runs around spawn. Are we watching Valorant or are we watching F1?
Right?
Left to
Just
see
a
Corey
race
on
car
some
out here.
Leon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I
we
was,
get
I
a
was just about to say.
sunset
yeah.
map down the road, UL?
Yep. You heard it here first. Box. We got to see it.
Please. Oh.
Oh.
And
Whoa.
2 picks. 3.
Now he's...
Eco going huge.
Cover go.
All the space C. And Coop is ready.
Last player standing.
Shadow with the trade.
Little
But
Coopster
Spade's coming
action there.
behind him.
Spike
Oh,
planted.
Spade with the whiff! And Shadow! Wow.
Now that round was definitely a bit of a meme. I have to say. That was funny.
I think that timeout by AE maybe wasn't used in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
It really felt like just gave UL more time to talk about what they wanted to do on attack.
Yeah.
This is a nice spot.
I think we're really seeing that. I think Box just doing an amazing job on his timeouts.
A much slower affair here from both teams. Space still being taken, though, from the side of Alter Ego. Over towards A. See the Jet already pushed up. And right now, Corey, he's been in this position before. Still
Here
lands
we
that first
go.
shot. Yep. I thought he was going to get the kill through the smoke, too.
Oh. How has he not found that kill into No? Yes, feels like every bullet was on his head.
Oh! Never mind.
Ooh.
Shut him
No,
down.
Yes shuts him down.
Stay down.
Finally, a break on the deadlock kill.
Last player standing.
Yeah.
And Penguin.
An awkward retake so far, but
What a
aftershock
grab
comes
net.
through. Yeah. I think that's what got him, too. He just couldn't move out of that aftershock there.
Yeah. Wow. Really feels like UL's just pushing. That's all they're doing. They're not. It's not really any. There wasn't any method to the madness that round.
Mm-hmm.
They just think they're sort of feeling a little bit too high on their ego right now. Feeling maybe, oh, we have this in the bag, but that's where we get situations like last game.
There they are.
And Corey shuts me right up.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just going for
Wow.
all the picks here. This guy has come completely online. Just a blitz
And
play
he's
trying to
just a
come out from
sniper.
Alter Ego, and Corey shuts it down alone.
Careful, cage trigger.
No, yes.
Oh,
Has to get everything. Oh,
ultimate.
gets scary.
Nice.
A 3v4 retake.
Spike planted.
Cypher ult online.
Well, bit lack of discipline there from Corey on that lurk, and so now that opens up the opportunity for this Gnarl Theft to come through. Counter Paranoia invested a bit early into this one. Fault line comes through after shock towards Giraffe. Or Graffiti, rather. They're starting to exec into this one, and there it is.
Yeah.
The utility was layered so well, but the trade's coming through really fast. Penguin! He can't do it again. Yep. No, yes. Landing things off there, and Alter Ego finding success in that retake there.
No more charges
I
left.
feel like Penguin and yes have been the last alive like every round.
Yeah.
How many 1v1s have they had? And to
So
yes,
many.
his credit. He's been doing very well in those 1v1s.
Mm-hmm.
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
What happened on the C side of the map there with Corey? I didn't see it.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the round,
Out of my way.
Alter Ego were trying to do a blitz push over towards C lobby, and Corey was just playing around the corner towards the right side from our perspective on the minimap, and he was just killing them. Killed 2 there, I think, actually. And those are the moments where that mechanical prowess comes up into play, but Asteria taking down Legacy 2K on the push here, and Corey, once again, every time they push B, this guy's in link already.
Wow.
Taking down No, yes.
Take flight.
Is he gonna make the run through spawn? I think he is.
Look at him. He just loves this. A little slower this time, but he's going for it. Meanwhile, Exec has already been initiated here onto the site. Doesn't spot the Omen back site. Was a little labored, but does take him down at the end of the day. Koopster to go ahead and trade things out there. It's planted for that C-Link position. Sonic Sensor does catch him off guard a little bit. Delay after shot comes through, but the mid position is too good, and the crossfires from Ultralight Academy are everywhere, shutting that down 12-5.
Cage trigger.
It just feels like A cannot hold the site for their lives.
Yeah. They pushed B quite a quite high amount of times here, Ultralight Academy. I don't think I've ever seen this many B plays on Haven.
I think it's because they tested the waters once and saw, hey, this is a free site.
You're absolutely right.
And we also see how Legacy is playing on site. He's not quite feeling himself this game. And we see it again.
Corey just loves B. This is his site.
It's such a weak force buy. They have to, but just not great weaponry here for AE.
Now, what I do like about the way Ultralight Academy are handling this round is this is where that conditioning comes into play. They've been pushing B so much, and you and I actually just on the caster's booth just noticed that they're trying to show the same early round patterns and push things over here towards C, and Corey gets shut down that time, and there's an neural theft to come through.
How did Corey see him?
I have no idea. Flashpoint to try to land things off onto Eco there, but he just gets shut down.
No charges.
And right now, it looks like they're going to try to go for the spam setup here. They're going to have to do it well. Oh, he gets caught out.
Last player standing.
Going to have to go for the shots here. He looks for it, and that's it. The defuse comes through.
But that's huge eco damage. That's all of their money. Spade still has some. Spade can get a rifle. Maybe some rifle lights, maybe some bulldogs. Wow. Is the new meta saving? Is that what we're seeing here? Back-to-back rounds. The save round, or the less expensive weaponry, has won.
Yeah.
And you really just have to... You have to give that some credit to the Stinger. Such a versatile gun.
Watch this. Here.
Yeah, the Stinger puts the thrifty in thrifty.
Yeah.
Corey looking to make things a go again. This time it's a fast endeavor over towards A side. Aldrone comes through. Not dashing into the site, but taking things a little slower. Noctify back site. Bladestorm comes through. Uses the smoke to get away from the grab net, but it's not enough. Trades coming across the board. And Legacy 2K landing 2 with the Guardian there. Shadow left by his lonesome. Vandal in hand. He could close the map here for Ultralight Academy in this first series and get their first win of the tournament here. Goes in for the swing, but 2K
Legacy
takes him down.
Wow. That was so well played by Legacy. You see, on the neural theft, for the second scan, he steps out of his position hell so that he doesn't know that he's hell and has to guess. Could have gone anywhere.
Right here.
I think Corey, past round or so, has really gotten his ego checked. His, few heat checks here and there. Maybe we're going to see a bit of a safer play style here.
And off that recon, they did see the Cypher moving back a little bit, but he opts to get right back onto the site here. Updraft dash does miss onto the top of the box. So this backside control is still acquired here for the side of Alter Ego, and there it is, 2 on the Bulldog of No, yes. And even the Hunter's Fury invested on the same end, but it's Sterry going down as he tries to push into the site and take any trades he can. Shadow, the 3rd layer of this. Getting taken down, but Eco
Last player standing.
takes Noctify down on that lurk.
But he's gonna hit C with it.
Wait,
It's some reverse psychology.
look at the rotations too. Oh, he canceled.
Cancel.
Takes 1 to no one. Look at the Omen. He knows. Still lost the fight there, so Eco's got a chance into this one.
30 seconds.
He has to play off site here. They have breach ult.
Yep.
And the breach ult's coming from market. Or from garage.
Wait, I really love this position from Eco.
It's all up to whether or not he gets hit by this breach ult. But they're not going to opt to use it.
Wait, they expect him CT though. Expect him back there. Gets the first pick, but he's low HP. Koopster caught with the flash out.
Oh my God,
and he wins the clutch.
Attack win.
Wow.
Hold on to this.
And you have to put a little bit of blame on that round on not using the breach ult. You just have to think, match point, you've got to secure the round.
Mm-hmm.
And what a game, what a clutch from Eco.
I mean, that is a heartbreaking way to lose the map, though. Alter Ego were finding their footing once again. I mean, I honestly, Storch, from this series alone, I think it's safe to say that Alter Ego are just late starters because they show so much good resilience and structure, too. When they have these games that they've got to come back, and they were showing it this game once again, just like on Ascent, and they just couldn't close it out to a very small mishap like that there.
Yeah. It really, it's the small things for AE, it feels. Every round that they lose, it's just very small mistakes, but there's so many of them that it creates a big hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looking at this here, I mean, once again, we have a Sentinel here, but just outperforming the whole lobby. I mean, no, yes, with the 22 and 16, 332 ACS. I mean, what an incredible performance on the Cypher here, I have to say. He did a great job locking down the sites, and, you know, I know that he couldn't, you know, carry his team over the finish line at the end of the day. He's done an incredible job individually. Legacy 2K having a bit of a harder time getting numbers on the leaderboard there, rather. Sorry, tripping on my words there. But Ultralight Academy, I want to say, they've made this comp look so good across both maps. There was one thing you mentioned before we got into this Haven matchup, and you said something like a one-size-fits-all type of thing, and I think they've definitely shown us that they can do that on Ascent and on Haven with this particular comp.
Yeah, I think really what has to be talked about here is Corey.
Mm-hmm.
He might have only had 16 kills, but those kills came when they were needed. He had 2 4Ks, I believe, this game. He had eco frags. He entered so well. I think, for me, for UL, Corey might be my man of the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really impactful on that jet pick. I mean, he had so many really good moments with the mechanical prowess around the choke points there, and I think that it also says something about the system that Ultralight Academy are playing to as well. We talk about this so much here on the Casters booth, but I mean, you really can't have a duelist that's doing all of those things if there's no proper system, or at least, you know, initiators around them. And I think that says a lot of really good things about the other players on Ultralight Academy, and that's when you start to bring into the conversation layers. Where are those layers coming from, and what do they look like? I definitely think it's safe to say that, you know, Penguin, someone that we saw on that Sentinel, right, with respect to him on Gecko and Icebox, we saw him on that Sentinel pick most of the time during the first tournament, right? And coming into this, he's on the Sova, right, religiously. And so with him in this role, I think he's filling the shoes very well. I think he's shown some really good moments. He's got his clutch moment there. And just being able to express himself mechanically on this agent shows that he has been practicing it and he has found that comfort.
Yeah, UL, it feels like a very balanced team. Everyone's popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, like at any given time, anyone on the team can clutch the round. I think these guys are going to be really dangerous going forward in VLE.
Yep.
I also have to touch on the Sova comparison earlier this game, I said I wanted more creativity. I wanted more people playing towards the playstyle of the Sova. While there might not have been as much creativity, Penguin definitely gave me the sense that he's very comfortable on Sova on this map.
Yep. 100%. And I think that also Koopster had really good moments there on the breach as well. You see the 7 assists here. So, you know, he definitely had his good moments helping out Noctify here. Now, honestly, with that, folks, I mean, what an incredible matchup we had here, Ultralight versus EXL Alter Ego. And I honestly don't even think this one disappointed at all. This was an incredible matchup. Would you say the same?
I'd say, especially this Haven match, every single round, so down to the wire. Really a spectacle to watch compared to the past couple of games that we've watched.
Yeah. I mean, this one was definitely very interesting. Very good polarity in what we saw today in ILH versus blanking Celestial Titans. I mean, yeah, this was definitely a very close one for sure at the end of the day. Even though it was pretty one-sided on both of the first halves, it was very close towards the end of the things. But honestly, folks, that's all we had for week 1 of VLE Challengers Cup 2 Ascension. Thank you so much for joining us. And Storch, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I mean, my first cast for VLE here. Excited to go forward. Great atmosphere. Yeah. Have a nice end of week 1. See you guys back for week 2.
Absolutely. See you guys.
Boom.